Hey everyone, we're back with another podcast on the wrong channel. Yeah, we said
Yeah, it
we
was good,
wanted to do
everyone.
this like last year, and oops, it's been I think we're 2 months late.
Something like that. I mean, we've been busy with a lot of shit,
Oh
so it was
yeah,
just bound to happen.
that's for sure. All right, so we wanted to talk about rhythm game stuff, but I think this podcast is about basically anything, right?
Yeah, it's really just about anything. I'm down to talk about whatever,
Okay,
so just pick something. And I think we'll roll with it. Usually, one thing could just transition into another, and
always.
yeah, we could just vibe out and just talk,
Right, I wanted to
and
ask.
also catch up more or less. Like
Yeah,
we
yeah,
haven't
yeah.
had like a formal conversation in God knows how long.
Hey, now we do speak to each other quite often. Actually, I think it's probably
I mean,
a
we
surprise to
a lot
most
of it's like
people.
very on and off, though. To be fair.
I wouldn't say on and off. I say we actually speak to each other quite often. Like it's surprising that like you are pretty much the only other YouTuber that I actually like have a friendship with.
Yeah, I mean, same here. Well, I guess I more so mean like because I think you can get a lot more out like verbally talking to people than you can through text. Like I think
Ah,
a lot more gets
yes, that's for
processed through.
sure.
That's more or less what I mean.
Right. So this entire time I'm sitting here wondering what in the world is your shirt?
Oh, this is FKA Twigs. She does I guess like art pop. It's like very immersive, uh
Is that
like very
merch?
immersive production type art. I don't know. It's really good. A friend of mine showed me her like a couple of years ago, and I
Hmm.
became hooked on her stuff. And she just released an album
That's
last
cool.
week, and that motivated me to get this shirt off of Redbubble.
Oh, it's not official merch. Oh, but it's okay. That's a nice shirt,
No,
anyways.
Redbubble is a vibe. It's low key like its own fashion movement that I'm gonna
You mean
pioneer.
scuff shirt movement? I mean, to be fair, right?
The the black sleeves.
I do have like that scuff merch for this channel, and Zechi actually found it and bought it. Wait, I don't know if you've seen the shirt. I think it's in the wash.
I
No,
have, I
it's
have,
on.
I know. I saw the video where it originated from.
Yeah, the thing is that I couldn't make the shirt, but eventually, like one day, I was like, let me try, and then it worked, and I'm like, okay, I need to buy the shirt now. I
I
mean,
think that's how I found
mm,
this channel.
wait, you
Like
you saw the
because
1,000 subscriber special?
yeah, I did. I think that was me. I don't remember if that's how I found the channel, but I remember finding the channel about it like as soon as I found it. I just found it. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. You know, a little underground Tokaku channel.
I mean, we love making videos, but I think you're. Oh right, one thing I wanted to ask was, how long do you usually take editing videos? Cause like what I've been doing. Oh shit! Wait.
Oh, you're mad cutting out.
Yep, I'm mad cutting
I,
out. I wanted to ask how long it takes for you to usually edit videos, because like what I've been working on the past month, right? It made me realize that I edit like a lot faster than most other people.
the editing process specifically. So my problem is if it's not something I really like to do, like I'm not a big fan of video editing. I
Hmm.
don't mind it because like it does become fun when you start editing more and more and the pieces are coming together, especially in a documentary
Hmm.
because you're like you start kind of you have like doubts at first when you're putting everything together, but when you visually start to see
Oh, I get
everything
it all the
falling into
time.
place, you're like, oh my god, this video is like it makes sense now. But um, I don't know. It takes a few days. It depends on how long the documentary is. If it was like the Chris documentary,
Oh, that's like
it'd be like
hours
a
long.
week on and off. But that's because, like I said, I get very distracted when I video edit, and I get burned out really quickly. So
Wait, no, but the Chris documentary was like, if I'm not wrong, it was like a good hour long.
it was an hour 40.
Yeah, like how do you edit that in a week?
Well, the editing for my documentaries at times isn't really technical, I guess I would say, and I'm so used to my format
Hmm.
um, that at that point it just could be kind of becomes clockwork. It's really nothing too like I really just like to make everything clean and easy to follow. But
I see.
with my next video, everything's kind of a little more hectic and in your face. So I'm trying something a little more aggressive, a little more I guess finesse like to kind
I
of give my videos a
see.
little more flavor. So
Gotta compete with the Osu documentaries.
yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Oh, your
I think
face.
it's funny because like I even a year ago, like my Vaxxay documentary isn't that good. Like maybe from a storytelling perspective it's decent, but production wise when I look back at it, my voice sounds nowhere near as confident. My editing is super lackluster. I'm using like literally just cross dissolves out the ass and like really nothing else.
I mean, for
And
documentaries, you don't really need that like boom, especially on something like
I mean they
gameplay.
don't. They really don't. But there are key elements like your voice. Like I think your voice or the score, like the music. Like kind of like how movies have a like certain movie scores. Like like Hans Zimmer,
Yeah.
Danny Elfman, like those people like they the biggest thing is they try to find a specific sound, not music necessarily, a specific tone, I think is the word I'm looking for, that goes behind the very things that are happening. So like I will spend hours looking for specific songs that fit the tone of what I'm saying or what I'm talking about. So I think little things like that can just alter your video and make them much more immersive to the viewer.
And I still, I think I've already said this a few times. I still struggle with finding right music, and that's why I avoid serious videos because I can't get the tone right. So carefully.
It's hard. It's hard. It takes a while, and if you don't know where to look, like it just becomes even more of a pain in the ass. I mainly use Spotify, but I have resorted to like other random sites, just hoping I could find stuff. Like I found like a psytrance site that had like random like underground psytrance albums I used for my ITG video.
Hey, that's nice. Yeah. I should really like expand my. Maybe I don't. Like every time I think of like I need to I need to nail my stuff, and then I realize that no, I actually don't, because like the difference between our content has different kind of like requirements. Like I'm pretty sure that for a lot of my videos, I don't even need to add a backing soundtrack. So
yeah, I don't think we've ever had a conversation about music taste to like a notable extent. Like we've briefly talked about it, but I don't think I've just ever straight up asked you. Like,
you won't like my music taste.
What do you listen to?
I'm a typical weeb at this point, like nothing interesting. So I mean, I have listened to just typical pop before, like not many, but I remember when I first heard Despacito, which sounds really dumb by the way, like I was like, it actually sounds pretty good, but then like after hearing it like 5 times, I'm just like, please let it stop. Let it stop.
Yeah, Latin pop beats can get really stale because it's like psst, psst.
Oh wait, I think that's being
they're all the same.
Yeah.
It's such a like a common Latin pop trope, but there is good Latin pop out there, but they follow like the same exact formula, or like the beat is what gets me. I can't stand it.
I mean, I've been playing a bit more of 2DX, and 2DX's like soundtrack is very different from like the typical rhythm game kind of music. Like nowadays all we hear is like hardcore jun 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 or GABA. But then the older 2DX stuff is like, I guess the more calm, ethereal piano.
Seems like it's a bit more elegant, yeah.
Yeah, and like the very iconic old stuff, like Elemental Creation, that kind of vibe. But then if you go a few versions back, because I'm playing via versions, so I'm playing the oldest version first, and I'm developing a taste for the very old hip hop. The typical like scratch sounds.
Oh yeah, no, that shit's tight.
It's
I think you'd love a Tribe Called Quest. Then
just
they're like one of the.
Send me the artist name or like a track, and I'll take a listen.
Yeah, I'll send you. I have a couple friends that love gangster. I mean, it's basically just called gangster rap or like West Coast hip hop shit like that. Like it's just it's like verses on top of verses, very old school, charming production, record scratches, all that stuff. Like it's very fun. It's very uplifting. Or I don't know, maybe you'd like even maybe not soul music. Soul music's very fun though to listen to. You just feel good when you hear it.
What's soul music?
It's just I'm trying to think. It's like very jazz influence. Like, do you know what R&B is? Rhythm and blues.
Yeah.
Like they kind of like all that stuff kind of goes hand in hand ish, or they take elements from each other. I'm really bad with those genres. Like I haven't explored them thoroughly enough, but I know what their purpose is, and I've heard some soul artists.
I'm pretty sure your music tastes and like taste in genres is way better than mine. Like I'm pretty sure like. Okay, It's
such an interesting thing to say. It's better than
I know you know music better than I do. This is for sure. Like the only thing I know
that makes more sense.
Is like the only thing I've figured is like you play 2DX, and then each time you play a track, they actually show a genre at the top of the screen.
Oh,
and
that's cool.
I've come to realize that like after playing like 30, 50 tracks, is that after a while they started putting like genres that make no sense. They're straight up made up just for one song. I think they call it like okay, I don't know if you know the song Dynamite. It's like a hardcore song. It's quite new. It goes like TTTWERK. And okay, I may be stupid, but like I've heard the song so many times without actually thinking, what does it actually spell? Then one day while playing, I was like, okay, so it says TTTWERK, so it spells twerk. And I'm like, damn, what does that word mean? Then I realized that Then I realized that W is a letter. The entire time I thought he meant W as in 2 U's. And I feel really dumb. So he was saying twerk, not twerk. And I'm like, oh, but guess what the genre was? I think it had something to do with like ass, like ass core or something. And I'm just like, that's not a real genre.
Oh,
Like butt core.
interesting.
Yeah, like to the
Huh.
extent some whack stuff. But they have like pretty cool stuff like trance something, you know?
Yeah, hell yeah. I'm trying to think what I've been listening to lately. I've been into like a lot of hyperpop.
Oh, hyperpop.
It's like it's kind of like the new Zoomer genre, more or less. And there's a lot of artists who don't do a great job, but the few that execute it very well. There's ones like Glaive, Breakins, Eric DOA. Like they're like the forefront of the genre, and there's a reason why they're as popular as they are. Like they're very consistent. They make their melodies are very infectious. The production's like really colorful and in your face. Like it's basically over exaggerated pop music that just cures your ADHD needs.
Oh man, I mean, speaking of ADHD, I think like I'm not putting down like your ADHD at all, but I feel like you know the whole way how the world and social media is going, it's starting to give everyone like like slight ADHD like symptoms. Like people are not sitting still as well anymore.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's such like oh my God, what's that quote from Bo Burnham about his oh, it's like boredom is a tragedy or something like oh my God, I gotta look it up.
Yeah, go for it.
It's like oh my God, I gotta look at this.
Like
I know the melody too.
speaking of music and stuff like that, you remember that the IEMs I was talking to you about the other time? Did you actually go and buy them?
Oh shit, no, I didn't get to buy them. I should have though.
Oh right, if you want to buy them, I think AliExpress actually has them cheaper than like certain other places because I think people are upselling these by like quite the number of bucks.
Oh, I found them for like they're like 70 or 80 bucks on Amazon USD.
Oh, that's good, that's good. 70, 80. Yeah, that's about right. In Singapore, if you buy from the Chinese website Taobao, you get them for 80 Sing dollars, and that's like 60 US dollars for you. So they really do upsell. But then again, you are in like America, so warehousing fees is different. Yeah.
I found the quote, by the way. It's apathy's a tragedy and boredom is a crime.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I think that's
I love that quote. It's so good.
it's relatable in general. Right.
Yeah, but I think it's good that we both got rid of a lot of our socials. I feel like we'd be talking. I think the problem is a lot of our conversations would end up being centered around dumb shit we'd be finding on social media if we still had those. And I think that just executes. That just gets rid of a lot of negative shit we can avoid talking about.
I mean that's true, but like okay, there's one downside to deleting like my Twitter. It's like I feel like I've lost like I don't feel up to date about like the latest happenings. Usually the latest happenings is just the bad things going on, and you know sometimes I just wish I had an idea of what people were upset about, especially when it comes to like let's say Osu, like people were there was one drama about like I think it was Bubble Man saying that one Osu update changed how the game felt. Like
Oh yeah, I did see that. I did see that.
like it like of course not to that scale because I'm not on Twitter, but I know about it. But like anything smaller than that, like I've lost it. You know, like I just wish that I was as informed about also as I used to be. I just just being like around like the fact that I can know these stuff is mostly because I actually do have a private Twitter, but I mostly check it on my friends. And guess what? I actually forgot I had a Twitter account for like January.
I mean, I think if there is something that you want to be knowledgeable about, you should just go seek that specific information. I think you don't need to rely, for lack of a better term, on social media to acquire said information.
Okay, wait. Give me a sec. Let me change. Okay, which part of the US do you live in? The central, east, south, or west?
On the coast. Fuck the west coast.
Okay, west. Okay. Okay, I changed the servers. This should be a lot more stable. All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I can see an instant improvement. Okay, so, I mean, I guess it's more like if it's information about a certain thing, I can always go and seek it out. I mean, my experience for the past year has been very telling that if I want to find out about anything, I don't need social media, but it's more of like the general happenings around a community. And of course, the only other alternative is to, hang out in Discord servers and watch people interact. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. I'm pretty isolated from everything. I mean, like I deleted even Snapchat recently. Just because I don't want it anymore. Like I have a few friends on it, but they can they can always text me. They can always. I keep trying to get them to use Discord. One or two of them will use Discord, but the others are they hate change when it comes to stuff like that. Oof. It's so funny. They're like my one friend. He still uses Facebook Messenger, and I'm like, and he has Discord on his computer, and he'll use it. And I said, Nate, why don't you get it on your phone? He goes, why would I do that? I'm like,
but
Nate, why? What? It's just. He's a class act. He always does stuff like that.
I've legit met people out there in Singapore who only use Facebook Messenger though. But this is because Facebook is, I don't think it's really completely died out of fashion in Singapore just yet. Especially among like the cosplayers. I think they're still very heavy on Facebook. But I think only in the past few years, most of them have moved to Instagram. But oh my god, I feel like if you want to message people, Instagram is like way worse than Facebook Messenger.
Yeah, no, it really is.
No, the request
interface
system
just looks. Yeah, that and I don't like the interface too. I think it just looks like it just looks like the text message app on your phone, but uglier.
Yes. Oh, but boy. Okay, so back then, like I used to be on Twitter, and like I do read and try to respond to as many DMs as I can, and it was so much easier. But then on Instagram, it's like a nightmare. I think I have like over 50, 80 unread messages there, and I just don't want to go through them because it's just so difficult to even reply to people because you are forced to move messages to either your primary inbox or your general inbox, and it's just such a mess. I can't tell the freaking difference. Yeah.
That's why I just made it easy to have one avenue. I'm like, I tell people this all the time. I say, hey, like if you need something or like if you need to know something, like if you want to know what my keyboard is, if you want to know something about Eterna, I'm like, just hit me up on Discord. I mean, you can only talk to me if you're in a mutual server, but even then, just join my server real quick, ask me a question. I'm cool with it. But as far as anything else goes, I guess I just lost the interest in being interested, if that makes sense. Like I don't find fascination about other people's lives or what they're up to. Like if I want to make a video about something, I will seek all information about that specific thing. But outside of that, I just like to do my own thing. I like to hang out with my friends. I like to just do other shit, like play some Melee, play some TFT.
That's a cool mindset. Like,
I'm not trying to be a doom scroller.
Nah, like I'm actually not sure why I have Instagram. I think the whole reason why I never got real Instagram is because I just never really used it. I think I post on Instagram once every 2 months, and that's really little. Every time I post, it's just like, oh right, I have Instagram, and then I'll be like, click on like upload photo, and I'm just like, damn, there's nothing for me to upload. They're all screenshots of things that I wanted to show Zechi, and I'm like, never mind. And I just never touch it again until I remember again.
Yeah, I think the last time I uploaded, I still have my main Instagram account uploaded, like my personal account.
Yeah.
But the last time I uploaded on there was 3 years ago.
Wow.
The last time I posted on Facebook was probably 6 or 7 years ago. And then I got rid of Twitter and Insta. So as far as any friends that I vaguely knew in anyone from high school probably has no idea what I've been up to for the past like 6 years.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because I just don't provide any updates. But I haven't really done too much else. I don't think people want to know about my college experience. So there's really nothing good to talk about from that point on.
Oh wait, but there's one thing that my sister brought up to me that like made so much sense. Like it reminded me one of the users of Twitter that I completely forgot that I had. It's like, so my sister, she does wig styling services. Cosplayers, they wear wigs, and then if you want the wigs to look good, you gotta like style them. Hairspray and like all that stuff. It's like actual hair except there were wigs, so they work with different stuff. But yeah, so she started getting a bit of clout because she posts the way she styles on TikTok and Instagram, and then people commission her to style for them. Like, it's a tiny business she has going on, and I heard that she's doing pretty well. And then because she has this bit of clout and stuff, like, she realized that how easy it is to ask questions when you have clout. Like, you can say, help, I need help with my homework. And then there'll be like 10 people asking. They're like, do you need help with German? I can help you, like, yeah, then I'm just like, then they just
it's fascinating. No, it is.
It gave me flashbacks to like on Topkaku. I was like, guys, I need help with my homework. And then there'll be people helping me, and I'm just like, thank you. No, I just remembered that, like, shit. It's right. I don't have like an avenue to ask questions.
I think when people have like a certain admiration for you,
Mhm.
they're just like, they're willing to do like a simple task, like with something like that.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, hey, I've been watching you for X amount of time. I really enjoy your stuff. Oh, you need help with this? I know about this subject. You know what? I'll help you out real quick.
Yeah.
It's just like it's pretty innocuous. It's kind of wholesome in a way.
Yeah,
As long
it's
as
really
as long as
wholesome.
as long as no boundaries are pushed, the task at hand is done, no strings attached, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty harmless overall.
But to me, like now that I look back at it, it feels kind of mean to be taking advantage of an audience like that.
It's kind of funny in a way. I mean, if as long as it's not malicious,
Yeah.
I think most of the time it's just funny or like, whatever. Shit happens. Everyone struggles with something and they need help. And if you have that avenue to be like to ask thousands of people, like, hey, I'm in desperate need of help for this, and as long as it's not nothing too demanding, I
Yeah,
don't see
yeah.
much wrong with that. To be fair.
I'm thinking like I have like I don't know, like just knowing that I've lost Twitter has made me lose an avenue. Not me asking people to work for me, but like if I wanted to ask something like a question about people's experiences or something, I've kind of like even something where I can collect data, I've lost it. Like of course there's a community tab, but then I don't trust my community tab as much as like my Twitter because my Twitter the audience is like way more targeted. Yeah.
Okay, I get what you mean by
Yeah.
that. That's fair. I think that's a fair assessment. Yeah.
But this
I
is
mean-
just the few like drawbacks. I really did weigh all these choices before I deleted my Twitter, so I knew what I was getting into. And do you think it hasn't really impacted my work too much at all? It's just that like it would have been nice, but it also would have not been nice, you know? Because like the pros is that you get these things, the cons is that you're on Twitter.
Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I didn't really have a use for Twitter, and like anytime I saw some people talk about certain subjects in rhythm games, I'm just like, oh my god! I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about.
That's true.
I think the biggest thing was the whole like when the genetics thing gets brought up every few months.
Oh,
I'm like, it is clear none of you have ever done a sport in your lives, and
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
I'm not saying that
Exactly.
I'm not saying that in a mean way. I guess better way to phrase it is that none of you,
Understand
most
sports.
of you, let's
Yeah.
just say most of you, don't have an idea of how sports or like genetics work in physical ability. I
Yeah.
guess is a better way to term it, because people don't. I think a lot of people don't understand the concept of something being multifaceted, like genetics. Like they don't look at it as a multifaceted thing. They don't think there could be two sides to it or that it could be multi-layered.
Yeah.
They're just like, it's either hard work and dedication or it's straight up genetics. Like,
yeah. I
they don't think of it as oh, a person can have a predisposition or they can have like a baseline that gives them an advantage. They're just able to acquire muscle memory faster, and like the whole concept of neuroplasticity where at a younger age you can learn stuff faster and retain and develop muscle memory. Plus if they're already kind of talented at it, like they just process that type of stuff faster, which gives them an inherent advantage. And I think that is a valid thing to say. And I think there are other people who just can't do it. They'll never be top players.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's fine. That is a fine thing to assess. I don't know why that is like
No,
such a controversial
people
thing.
just don't want to accept that like
There can't be top players
Yeah.
if everyone can be a top player.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Like a lot of people just want to believe that if they put enough time, it's worth it. And I don't know. Like
and it can be. And it can be. It really can be. But you have to look at it like in every possible way. Like you have to take it case by case.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like this is something that like I can get why people are so against this because it's denial for the most part. I remember like a long time ago, like I wanted to be good at academics. I wanted to be smart, I guess. Like obviously like being good at school is like not intelligence. But basically I saw myself as like, cause when in school, I think in America you have it the SATs or something, SAT. Where you compete like nationally. So I was thinking I want to be one of the elite students. I want to get like as good as them or better than them. And I mean, I worked really hard, but I still didn't. And I'm just like, well, I guess it's sometimes no matter how hard you work, if you're limited by other things, it just won't happen. I mean, it was kind
Sometimes
of
there's just other things you can be good at too.
Yeah.
Like not yeah.
it was kind of
You can't be
crushing.
a savant
the
at
time.
everything you try.
It was kind of crushing to know that, except that I came to realize afterwards that like it didn't really matter. I mean, not because I'm a YouTuber right now, so it like whatever I did in school doesn't matter. But it's more of like usually you don't need to be the top 1%. As long as you're the top 5%, you're really good to go like in any space. Yeah.
I think it's a fair point.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't do badly, but I didn't do as well as I wanted to. Yeah.
Yeah, and the thing with being at the elite level at something is that no matter what it is, it just requires a special type of person. That's why it's the elite. Like, there's a
Yeah.
reason why certain things are categorized as such. Yes, there could be one or two people that slip on by working their absolute ass off, working to the brim every single day and night. But then there's a lot of other people who also do the same thing, but have that talent on top of that. So
Yeah.
it's like, you have to understand there are multiple factors that can lead someone to being really good at something.
Yeah.
And that's just something Osu Twitter just did not understand. It's either there were people that were saying, "Oh, it's just genetics," or "No, it's
No,
hard
it's
work
because
and dedication."
it's because they don't want to believe that like that chances are they are a part of the group that will never be a part of this special elite group, and people don't want to believe that they're not special. Like,
I think another thing is that both sides don't want to admit that both can be right at the same time.
yeah,
I think that's the
okay,
biggest
right,
part.
right, right. I remember in 30 days I pointed at a book and it said the problem with black and white thinking. I'm like, hey, Twitter needs to read this book. It's really just black and white, except for the one situation. Oh, like the thing is, like I usually like because of how Twitter acts, I tend to try to believe that like there's always the in between. Like usually the truth is in the middle. That's what I've come to believe. But holy shit, whatever I've been working on for the past month, there is no such thing as in between. I mean, I've tried, but it's just that's like some actually like as much as we believe that the truth is in the middle, I've never thought that like I would ever be proven wrong, because it seems like such a safe opinion to say that like the chances are both are either right a little bit or wrong a little bit. But I've never seen like a case where it's completely black and white. Like, okay, it's crazy. Like Twitter is so harsh on black and white, and then it made me the complete opposite. But I've never seen like like I don't know, like the idea that like they are right at least in some point is like I don't know, it just blew my mind. Like the world just disobeyed all logic to me, I guess, at that point. So in some cases, like it's true that there is really just a black and white answer. I guess like really logical things like 1 + 1 = 2, yeah, it's kind of like a clear cut answer, I guess. But big things like genetics, anything that's just a little bit complex, it's just yeah. But dang, I really just rambled off there. I had no idea what the hell I was talking about. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. I mean, I think I understand overall what you were saying. For me personally, I think I just take a lot of things by case basis. That's like a big philosophy of mine. I really try to take things by case basis. And I don't know. I guess I try not to subscribe to any sort of philosophical ideology, or sort of like predisposition before I assess like a certain argument or a certain topic, because I don't like going into certain topics with like predispositions, and I've done that in the past by accident.
It happens.
I'm guilty of it, especially in my DDR video. I could have done a so much better job of that video. I think I got some of the points across, but I think I did a really poor job
At explaining?
What?
At bringing the point across, like presentation wise?
I think some of the things I just said could have been worded a lot better. I have to go back and watch the video, the Konami video, but I don't know. I think the other problem was that we did a podcast like literally right after I got done making that video, and I was just like so pissed the whole time. I was maybe not pissed, but I was very hyper. Like I had so much adrenaline going through me. I wasn't even like I don't know. I was just like very heated. I get like every once in a while, like when something happens and I get heated, I'm just like, I'm ready to go the whole time.
Oh no, like I remember in that podcast, like you were quite strong on points and stuff like that. But honestly, I think overall the podcast was a success. Like there were,
I think
it was a success. Like there were people agreeing with you, and then there were people agreeing with me, and then like generally it was like such a mixed response. And honestly, I think that's like what you call like a success. Like
yeah, I think I do want to clarify like the whole. I do think it was funny how we were trying to entertain the concept of like, if people make critical content about other creators, and what would happen if those fans went on to other people's fans to harass them. My response at the time was, who cares? But that what I actually meant, because I look back at that and I'm like, that's not what I meant at all. What I really meant, like, what I really meant was that, like, it can happen, and that sucks that it happens. Like, it's more so like, that shouldn't prevent you, or like, that it's a hypothetical. Like, you should still go through if it's a tastefully well done critique, and if the channel in question does get slightly harassed or whatever as a result, you handle the situation accordingly. Like, it's basically like you shouldn't let it control your decision to go through with making the video or not. That's what I meant by who cares. But at the time, I just like said it so recklessly, and someone pointed that out in a comment. Kudos to them. I think they made a very valid point saying what I said was very reckless and in poor taste. I just want to get that out there. That's not really what I meant.
I knew that you. I mean, at the time, I just saw you as like I knew what you were saying was just like, oh boy, that's not right to say. I think I did mention like in Discord at the time, like, hey, you sure want to put this out because this might be a bad idea. And then you were like,
you were in the right to critique it.
No, like at the time I was just like, I wasn't really like saying that like you're wrong. I'm just saying that, are you sure this is a good idea? Because like that's like if people take it the wrong way, that's gonna be a problem for you. Like we're here editing and post. We can can choose what appears out in the public, and I'm just like, we can play it safe, But then again, like in the entire podcast, very clearly I'm the one who's always playing it safe, and you're more on the riskier side. And I think that's what made the conversation a lot more interesting. And like, right, speaking of the whole, like we had this whole punching up versus punching down question when we were in the last podcast, and actually, dang, like I gave you my opinion, and like it's true that I think this way, and I never thought that like it would trouble me this much, like the whole argument punching up and down. Like I wish I had a Twitter just to tell people to be careful about buying a Lotus Pro keypad, honestly. Like, instead of just resigning to putting out a spam channel, like, sure, that video has like 1,000 views, but like not everyone's gonna see it. But then again, it made me realize that if I were to put that on my main channel, it'll be me punching down, and then that gave me like, it made me feel actually like extremely stressed that I'm like pushing down on a small company with like a huge subscriber base, like I'm a bully. But then even though in my head, when I think about it, it makes no freaking sense.
Are they really that small of a company though? I mean, relative to your channel size, maybe even then. But I mean, the amount of orders they've gotten, I think, facilitates them to be a fairly established company. I think you're
sure though. Like like I don't know, like, cause like I don't know how many orders they had. The last time I seen is like 2,000 orders, I think. So that's like
a lot. That's a lot, Jolene.
I know that's a lot. I know that's a lot, but like I think they like the last time they used to like share how many people visited their website, and it's just way less than how much I would get on a video in a month, kind of thing. But of course,
website
people
traffic isn't mutually exclusive. Like, I think what you should be focusing on more is how much money is potentially being like you've got to pay like more attention to the more important figures, like what is being at stake here.
Yeah. Then again, oh man, that's the thing. Like, my head is such a mess about in this situation. Like, I know I said in the spam channel that I mean, I am on my spam channel right now. I know I said that like I will try to explain what's happening, but I can't explain. Like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's just like such a conundrum, man. Like, I think you've heard about how stressed I am about this. I can't.
What I am gonna say is that you're very overwhelmed.
And let me tell you, like, originally I wanted to make an entire video just saying like what's happening, but then doubt and the whole idea of like I'm bullying some small company, that kind of thing, and just like even to my spam channel, I just didn't know, because the thing is like, sure, it's on my spam channel, but it's still Tokaku the one saying it, And then like there's also the other question of like, if you say this on your spam channel, why not put it in your main channel? And it's just this entire mess. And yeah, like originally I was trying to make something back all the way in, was it August or September? And like I sat in front of my screen, I was gonna write a script, and then like after writing like 3 paragraphs, I was like, I don't know what to type anymore, and then I just stopped. Yeah, and it's going nowhere. And also the other thing is that I'm afraid I'm wrong. I don't know. I doubt myself way too much about this.
Yeah, well, I think it's a good thing to consider, though. I think with every sort of critical video about anything, you always have to consider this could be a whole misunderstanding. Like, it could just be a massive misunderstanding. And I would be lying if I said I didn't have that, kind of not value, like questioned in hand too. Let me try and. Am I 60 FPS now?
Yeah, you are. Oh, that's clean.
it wasn't working before. I don't know what was going on. It was like here and there, it was getting like kind of laggy or like really low frame rate. So hold on, let me make sure.
Actually, what's your camera? Is it a 7? Is it like the Logitech C922?
920 or 922? Yeah,
Yeah,
I think so.
922. But if it's 60 FPS, that means your camera right now is on 720p, right?
Yeah.
Ah, I see. I usually
Yeah,
when I
should
use
be.
it for face cam, I tend to value the 1080p over the 720/60, unless it's a hand cam, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Ah, thank God. That was bugging me so much. I was like, I'd look over at my screen really quickly. I'm like, why am I like 3 frames a second?
Wait, but you didn't look like you were 3 frames a second because you were sitting still. Yeah.
Oh no, any little movement I made, it was driving the hell out of me. I was like, oh my God, it's like so stupid. It was bugging me. It probably wouldn't bug anyone else, but I couldn't. I hate when I move like really laggy. I love 60 FPS. I can't stand. It wasn't even 30. It like looked uglier than 30. It was like really slow for some. My Logitech does that sometimes. I have to like reset it. But stop. I kind of wanted to talk about streaming actually because
Yeah.
I know we like briefly touched on it warming up, but so yeah, I guess I just decided I'm done streaming for good. Like
Wow.
I think part of it is a time constraint. I think another part of it is
You don't have fun on stream?
like what?
You don't have fun on stream?
Yeah, part of it's a time constraint. Part of it, I just don't have fun doing it anymore. Like, it just didn't provide me the same level of enjoyment as I used to. Plus, I just have less time to play Eterna even. Like, I'm still trying to play here and there. I'm getting decent scores still, despite how little I'm playing. But even then, like, I don't know. I just stopped enjoying streaming. I realized it's just not for me. I know people really enjoyed my streams over the years, especially some of my long-term followers. I think the first one that comes to mind is this guy, Chewy Bar. He was my longest sub ever. He was like my first sub to when I got my Twitch affiliate back in like 2017 or something.
Wow,
so,
that's long.
yeah, he was the OG. He was one of the OGs of the channel, at least in terms of my affiliate days. So, and I tried to get Twitch partner. I failed at it, and I was like, well. Yeah,
I tried to get
I don't
Twitch
know.
partner as well. I got rejected because they said you need to stream more, and I'm just like, well, okay. Then like I just forget it. I'm not gonna stream, I guess. And like I guess I kind of
Yeah.
relate because I find streaming very tiring. Like I can't stream for that long, and I feel like if you want to stream, usually people stream for at least 3-4 hours, and I'm just like I'm
Yeah,
really
I'm like,
struggling.
what?
I'm really struggling to hit the 1 hour plus mark, and I'm just like, dang. I think it
Yeah,
just has to
90
do.
90 minutes is like my threshold.
It has to do with the like camera stamina, I guess. So maybe we both
Nah,
just don't
okay.
have a lot of like on screen presence, I guess, to maintain.
I guess I just didn't feel like I was getting the types of interactions I wanted with people at times. Like when I would try to talk about certain things with rhythm games, there were times where I just got literally zero responses. Like no one knew what I was talking about. Like if I tried talking about anything that wasn't Eterna, it's just like, and
Flew over people's
rightfully
heads.
so. Like most of them are Eterna followers because that's what I always streamed on Twitch. But my just chatting streams were okay at times, but the times they didn't do well, like I'd just be sitting there ranting about random things with like very like the interaction just wasn't there, and I just was kind of I wasn't enjoying it as much as I used to. But I think honestly, I think the biggest thing too was just the time constraint. Like it was a big distraction from making videos. I just didn't have as much time to. And I don't know, I kind of like the documentary life, especially since I'm going to stop making like anything but documentaries from now on. I think my channel has not had a coherent identity
Really,
ever
I
in
thought
its lifespan until like lately.
I thought your identity was always very solid. Like it was mostly about documentaries or any info tier or just anything like random fun stuff here and there. That's what I always thought your channel was.
Kind of, but I couldn't. The variety content just wasn't doing it. Like some videos were doing well, and then others that I thought were great ideas flopped horrendously. So, but I realized documentaries are the videos that I love to make. They're so satisfying to put together. I love the research that goes into them, and I think they just bring the most amount of joy to people because I think some of them, especially when it's about a player they like, they're like, oh my God, thank you so much for this video. Like. I love knowing more about them, and it was like a very emotional experience. Or like even when old school players that I'd even know were still around on the platform, they hadn't been around the scene for 15 years, and one of them commented on my videos, my Guitar Hero like 2 video, and it was very humbling. Like it was very cool to see them like feel emotionally compelled and nostalgic for a time that they really enjoyed, and they were they were cream of the
Yeah.
crop back in their heyday.
Oh yeah, I
So it's
totally
just
get
like,
this. Like I think
it's
a
a
lot
nice
of
send
2DX
off.
players have it as well. I don't know. Modern 2DX, a lot of the older players don't seem to be a huge fan. I heard things like people complaining that like the game is turning more into like BMS, but like I'm not a 2DX player, so I can't comment.
I don't know much about 2DX either. 2DX is one of those games I'm literally clueless about. I am absolutely clueless about.
I
That and
have not
Poppin.
much idea.
Poppin I would maybe know a little more about, but 2DX,
Poppin has some banging tracks though. Poppin stuff is
Poppin's
nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Poppin's cool.
Like to
I
be
want to get a
honest,
controller.
I think I would prefer playing Poppin over 2DX mostly because I hate scratching.
Yeah, I don't like the concept of scratching either. I think
Yeah.
Poppin feels more flavorful. I feel like I
Yeah.
have a lot more fun
Like you move
playing
way more.
Poppin. Yeah.
Right. So like my next video that I'm going to be working on, I think today I'll be making the script. Actually not script. I have to do a lot of research for my next video, and it's such a dumb topic that I don't think people will be that interested in. I think people already know. It's like, do you hit on the line or above the line on games? And from what I've tested so far, most of them is on the line. But at the same time, on the video, I also want to explain how offsets work, because depending on the offset type used, you could quite literally set it to be above the line.
I was about to stop you in your tracks
What?
because you've made videos about so many dumb things that have done tremendously well. So I don't know why you're
No.
doubting your ability
No. It's
to
like
make a dumb video that'll do well.
no, like this is a dumb video that will do well. That may or may not do well, but it's also quite info heavy. So I need to make sure I get like things correct. And I wanted to ask about Eterna because boy, testing Eterna offset it's not something I want to do. Okay, so there's two kinds of offsets, actually three from what I've seen. There is the audio offset, visual offset, and then the judge line offset. So the audio offset is quite obvious, like it just changes when the song starts. And then the judge offset is that it changes where the hit actually hits. Like it quite literally moves the judgment line, but it doesn't change where the judgment line is visually. It's the invisible actual hit of the judgment.
Right.
Yeah, this is how you can set it above the line if you wanted to, or below the line. And for Eterna, I'm assuming they use audio offset. Do they? Actually, I have no
Audio
idea.
offset?
Yeah, audio offset. Do they use audio offset, or do they use like judge and visual?
No, audio offset. You press F6 during gameplay, and you can adjust for that specific song, and then you hit F6 twice if you want to adjust your audio offset for the entire client.
Okay, so it's purely only audio offset. Like, because Eterna is so customizable, I thought maybe they would also have a visual offset or a judge offset.
No, it's visual. Visual offsets, to my knowledge, has never been needed.
I see.
Because if you're using like a shittier monitor, you just adjust your scroll speed and your audio offset. That's usually how it goes.
I
Because like
see.
if I play on like a 60 hertz monitor, I have to downplay my scroll size by like 50 or 70, and then since the hits feel like they're being registered later because it's a slower monitor, I just alter my audio offset by like 30, 40 milliseconds.
Oh my god, this is the thing that makes my next video so hard to make. Like, understanding monitor latency, because like I know that like Eterna was wait, did I bug out? Oh shit, wait. Oh, okay. You froze for a second there and I thought my internet cut out.
Oh.
Okay, so Eterna is a fork of Statmania, if I'm not wrong. And
Yes.
most people usually play Statmania, at least back then, with pads. They would probably use a TV screen, right?
That's a good question. I don't know. Well, yeah, it is a good question. I mean, all pad players, they do use Stepmania 5, but as far as monitors go, even back in the day, it was probably like an LCD monitor, if I had to guess. LCD or CRT, something along those lines.
Oh,
Some
something that has low latency, so they wouldn't
yes.
need.
Yeah.
I see, because like I know that for modern games, the arena games that uses like on like a console like Switch, I know Taiko no Tatsujin for Switch, they have a visual offset. This is because they use judge line offset, and then visual offset helps counteract how the notes looks weird if it disappears after the circle, And also because it's a TV, right? The lag is way more, so you gotta adjust the visual offset differently. So I was curious to whether Statmania had it, but it sounds like they don't actually.
No, and to my knowledge, it's never, at least I've never seen anything in the Eterna Discord that it's been an issue.
I
So
see.
it just just generally it works. And most people that are taking Eterna pretty seriously, or at least want to get into Eterna,
They're on
have
PC, yeah.
it's a PC game. So
Yeah.
if it's a PC game, you're really not going to need a visual offset that's so
Like insane,
well
right?
needed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like most people are playing, especially for rhythm games, like you're gonna need like a decent monitor, even if it's 60 hertz. Like just
Yeah, yeah. You need
plug in some
something.
shitty CRT. They actually have a CRT in the back there.
Oh yeah,
It's
I can
it's
see it.
an
I can see it.
old IBM monitor. That
IBM,
is
hey. Like I have one of my patrons. He's like apparently he's working in IBM, and I was like, if you ever manage to get your hands on a IBM keyboard, I would like one. Like that sounds like a dream, to have an IBM Model M or something.
oh, they're gigantic.
They're gigantic, but dang, I would love to touch those buckling springs. Like, how does that feel?
I want to get a Bloomberg terminal keyboard and try and play Eterna with that.
Wait, what's that
I
keyboard? Yeah.
Bloomberg terminal. It's like they have their own key, but Bloomberg terminals. It's for like business shit. Like I had to use one. I had to get like a Bloomberg certificate for one of my business classes, but they're like I don't know. They're like $10,000, like the terminals themselves, but the keyboards are really
Whoa.
weird.
Wait, what is
Yeah,
this
yeah.
keyboard? It looks like something you buy for like Premiere. Wait, it's like wait, let me show you. Premiere Photoshop keyboard. You gotta see this thing. Wait, it legit looks like it. Holy shit. Wait. Wait. Oh my god, this is so. Wait, why does this keyboard exist? It's just. It looks like. Okay, wait. You gotta see this. It's so cursed. Holy shit.
A lot of the buttons are for like financial analyzing, to my knowledge. At least that's what I remember.
Okay, you should take a look at this. This is the
Yeah, I'll look.
the Premiere Pro keyboard, and look at the price. It's a
Oh
normal
shit! I know what you
membrane.
mean.
It's a normal membrane with
Whoa,
just
what-
color keys. It's quite cute though.
What is this? It is really cute. I love the color scheme on some of them.
It's a key. It just shows the default shortcuts if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, that's what it more or
Yeah,
less looks
but
like.
dang, for just keycaps that have different colors with the shortcuts on them, that's really expensive. Especially since this was like a typical membrane office keyboard. Wow. You literally save $15 if you buy a mic along with it. How is the mic cheaper than the keyboard?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
Man, that's
It's like
really cool.
far cheaper. Like it's like 70% cheaper.
Man, that's cursed. But you know what? I would like keycaps that have all that stuff on it, except it was just normal black or white. So I can put them on my keyboard, on a mechanical keyboard, and it will actually look quite cute. I would like that.
Like keycaps that just make my keyboard like I don't know. I love like flamboyant colors. I think they're
Flamboyant
just
colours?
yeah, like or like very color like very bright vivid colors.
Ooh,
whether
I'm
it's like
opposite.
where's I don't even know where my hoodie is, but yeah, I don't know. I just like I don't know. I like to dress flamboyant. I like things looking flamboyant. But
Dang, I'm the opposite. Like I always like things as plain as possible. But then again, it's just taste. My dream is to have like my keyboard look like an office keyboard, except that the reason why I'm using blue keycaps is because turns out the white keycaps they're not straight. Yeah, they're not straight. I even tried bending them straight, but they wouldn't be straight. So I have no choice but to use the blue ones until I get new keycaps. But that's fine. My keyboard's fine.
I've been liking my Huntsman Mini. I think it's actually pretty decent for Eterna. I've been
Mini.
having decent success with it.
Oh wait, is the Huntsman Mini the one using the new silence switches?
Yeah, the linear silence.
Yeah, but you like them.
I feel fast on them. Like I feel really fast on them. I also have a lot of control. Like I have so much more control over my hands than I ever did with the Apex Pro. It's really interesting.
Maybe it has to do with the higher bottom out. That's what I'm thinking.
I think it is. No, I really do think that's what it is. You're 100% right. When I do chord jacks, like my right hand would flail, like it'd shift a lot. But now, like I can just be a bit more reckless, and once I dig into the keys, like I feel like a great sense of control.
I wonder if you would like Cherry MX speeds, but although you wouldn't get like the high polling rate that the Huntsman has. Wait, the Huntsman Mini is not
realistically,
8,000, right?
No, you said the V2. Yeah, the V2 is you said is 8K, and I have it set to 8K.
Oh wait, your Mini supports 8K?
As far as I know.
Wow. Oh wait, Oh wait, oh mini. I thought you meant the mini. Okay, wait, because I could have sworn the huntsman mini was the one that was 60% with all the arrow keys. Yeah, it's the one without arrow keys. Yeah, yours is the 10 keyless, yes. Yo, that's nice. That's nice. I don't think I can ever live without arrow keys.
Wait, it has arrow keys.
Yeah, that's the 10 keyless. The mini.
I thought you said.
Yeah, the mini doesn't have arrow keys or the F roll, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was an even more miniature version of it, more or less.
Yeah, it does. Okay.
That's hilarious.
But dang, it's been like so long since I last seen you. Actually,
I'm trying to like. Yeah, I think though.
I don't think we've actually like video call each other in like ages. Actually, we barely even video call. I mean, we do like voice call like extremely rarely. Whenever you want to tell me something like something super urgently and like cool or something.
Yeah. I think there was just a period of time where we were just doing our own thing. You know, and that happens. You know, we just get caught up in things. Yeah, so
I think that was the case mostly for this month and December, actually. Although December, every now and then I will send you a panic message about like anxiety or something. I think like December was really bad. I think I told you about the relapse and shit.
Yeah, yeah. Shit happens. It happens.
Things going good though. I'm at a month.
That's you gotta keep moving. Everything's a learning experience. But man, it's already February. I mean, that means the spring's coming up. I'm excited because I'm trying to get back in shape for running. And wow, I forgot how hard it is to get back in shape for running when you haven't done it competitively for like 2 years. Because
I've been telling myself to go start working out for like a year, and I still haven't.
Well, yeah, you.
Okay. You know what? I bought shorts. Like these are the shorts I bought, and they costed $1 per short, and that's so good.
Really?
$1 a short. I had to buy like 7 of them. So
that's insane.
Yeah, these are sports shorts. So this means that I have to get up to go to the gym to start lifting. Yeah, and then but oh wait, I'm still missing one thing. I need sport shoes. They don't allow sneakers or like unsafe shoes for the gym. So I need to go get like proper shoes, and then I can
interesting.
Can start lifting. All right, I got gaming gloves. I think I showed you the other time. They're so dumb.
Yeah, you showed me them.
God, I hate these. Oh right, I also got compression gloves. I don't think I updated you with the compression gloves. These are what people wear when they have carpal tunnel. Apparently, there's people out there who swear by like it works, but like it's quite interesting that when I want them, they don't change the way I play. In fact, I play a bit worse. But the best way I can describe them is that it feels like you're wearing weighted gloves. They're like strength training. Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh my god! I don't think I ever sent this to you. Do you know about the company Summa Forte?
How do you spell it?
SUMMAFORTE. So they claim to be like an anti-injury, it's more or less an anti-injury.
Oh my god! What is this, gamer tape?
Yeah, it's gamer tape. It's like, okay, I'm just gonna say this is my own opinion. I think it's an outright fucking scam. No shot that CBD tape is gonna cure or make me less prone to injuries for like rhythm games or fighting games. Because there's a Smash player, Magi. She's a top Falco player, and I remember and they're a super underground company. So I thought it was weird that a player of her caliber was just randomly sponsored by them. And I looked into and she did a few streams where she was playing with them. I don't know if she still does, but I tried looking into the company, and there's not a lot about them. And the second I heard CBD, I'm like, really, dude? Like, there's so much.
Why don't you just buy CBD lotion then?
I don't know. I just don't know why this exists. It just sounds so questionable at best. How does this prevent injury? Like,
I'm afraid of these, like what I'm gonna say about these compression gloves as well. Like, you know what? I look baller as hell, but I'm not sure how this would help people who don't have carpal tunnel, because I think carpal tunnel it stems from your hand moving your hand this way, yeah, and then like doing stuff with it. It strains the muscles here. What this gloves do is that it kind of this is my hand's resting position now. Like this, like. It forces my hands to clamp down, which is why I said it felt like weighted gloves. Because if you want to move up your fingers, you got to use more like effort to do that. But I imagine why it helps like people with carpal tunnel is that like now they don't need to put as much force into trying to grip something, which is when it will make their carpal tunnel flare up. So it's not.
Yeah,
It won't prevent carpal tunnel. That's what I'm guessing. But if I'm wrong, right, people are gonna be so angry at me in the comments.
I don't think it's meant to prevent it per se. I think it's just supposed to mitigate the risks,
Yeah, mitigate.
as most compression products do. Like, especially for running, like compression. Some people wear compression socks where it like puts a lot of not a lot of pressure, but around their shins and around their whatever. For me, wearing compression socks would actually hurt my shins because that's what the compression does. But for other people, they it actually their shins respond well to that. They their muscles need that sort of protection or like that extra layer to excuse me, to just make sure they don't get injured or as injured.
Yeah.
So, it's not for everyone. I don't think compression is like one of those things that guarantee work for everyone. Definitely doesn't work for me in my experience.
This is not working for me. No, but I'm guessing that it won't work for everyone because there's nothing compressing here. Like there is stuff compressing here, but it doesn't. I might need to buy new gloves actually because I let Zeshi wear these and then he stretched them and now it doesn't feel as compressing as well anymore. His hands are way bigger and I'm like shit. I need something like authentic for the video to actually test because since he stretched them right, I can't test them as well anymore. But yeah, like I said, like carpal tunnel happens usually from like this movement, like these movements, and like even so, there's a bit of here. It doesn't actually like stop you from moving in ways that causes carpal tunnel or RSI. So I'm guessing these only help if you're already injured, yeah. And right, speaking of those like gears, I used to have one for my back.
Really?
Yeah. It wasn't because I was injured or anything. It's just that my parents would complain that the way I walked was like a duck. Yeah. Like my ass would stick out or something. And I guess I walked like a loser when I was young. My parents didn't like that, so they got me that thing to make me like sit straight and stuff. And now I walk and sit like a normal person. You know what? That's not so bad
good.
actually.
That's good.
Yeah, it corrected my posture. So there's a use for these, and that's why I was open-minded enough to buy these to see if it actually helps compared to this. Because this thing, not compression. It's just aesthetics. And it also doesn't work that well. This thing, there's a use. And I'm open to these things because, I had one when I was young.
Yeah. I got so much shit. Speaking of posture, I still get shit for my posture.
Really?
Because it's just not good. It's really not that great for when I play rhythm games. But the problem is, I can't hover.
Oh wait. All right, we're back. You accidentally cut out.
You're back. Yeah.
Okay.
Random outage occurred.
Random outage, internet outage. It happens so much for me. I think people who watch my streams are used to my traffic light sequence on my OBS. Right. You were speaking about posture. Like you get a lot of shit about your posture.
Oh yeah. So because I hover over my keyboard a lot when I play, there are times where I lean in a bit to like really focus more. Yeah. I mean, I don't do it too much, but even then, like, I can't find a posture where I'm sitting upright and I can reach the keyboard well. Like, I can't push my chair and I can...
Oh, again? Oh no. Is it the servers?
I can't do...
let me change your servers real quick. Oh, hello? Okay, yeah. So I had to change servers just in case. Because I noticed that Discord's auto server setting is really funky for the both of us.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, but when I set it to US West, it's all fine. Yeah, so you were saying
Oh yeah, like when I try to play Eterna, I think the reality is that I'm just too short for my because when I try to sit upright and play, like I'm too far from the keyboard and I just feel really uncomfortable. I like to be slightly hovered over it so I can execute certain patterns with like my shoulders or my elbows, like more productive muscles that I use because I play wrist up.
I think it has to do with like your table doesn't seem like it's jutting out far enough, in my opinion, because like
no, it doesn't.
It's not.
I think if it came out more or something like that, but the problem is then my stomach would be pressing again, and it's just I can't find anything that works. It's so annoying. But listen, back in the day when my chair didn't even have a back to it. Now, you could imagine how my back...
that was bad.
I run every day, thankfully, so I correct my posture, thankfully. But God, if I wasn't athletic, I'd probably have like major back issues.
Yeah, I can imagine. Like I used to sit on stools, stools, no back, anything. Boy, it was uncomfortable. But then again, I probably didn't spend that much time on my computer. So it wasn't too bad. Like, I mean, I would spend hours playing Osu, but then outside of those 3 hours, I pretty much wasn't allowed my computer. So it wasn't too bad. Yeah. Right. Come to think, what are your hobbies other than running?
Um, I don't. I just been trying to get out a lot more lately, like just hanging out with friends or doing random shit. Like, there was a point where I was actually going to the bar every Thursday for karaoke night.
It is
I mean,
fun.
I don't drink, so I just go there and I'll sing a song or two and then call it a day. But the bar that I go to, it's a lot of older people for the most part, and then if there are people my age, it's a few friends I know, but sometimes it's not people like I want to see that are my age there, or just like I don't know. Sometimes the vibe is just off. It's not as vibrant there as other Thursday nights are. I just stopped going all along, but
Oh.
I've been trying to do other things lately though. Like I just went out to dinner with a buddy. I went out to dinner with a couple of other friends the other night before. I went to my first round one arcade a couple weeks ago.
Oh yeah, you told me. How were the
Yeah.
knobs?
Interesting. They felt worn out.
Yeah, they shouldn't be feeling
yeah.
rough, but it's quite normal to have like a resistance when you're about to turn or stop. That is the
Yeah,
resistance I meant. Yeah.
but in terms of hobbies, I don't know. I guess I'm a very simple person. As long as I'm doing something with friends, it's really all I like to do. I love my friends. I just like a lot. I like social activities. Whether it's playing like Mario Party, whether it's playing fighting games or getting dinner, like little things like that, or even like driving around. Like my best friend and I, there's times where we just drive around for like a couple hours and we just talk.
I
So
should. Every time I speak to you about like hobbies and friends, I'm just like, dang, I should go outside more. But then like I realized that it's tough to like find time with my friends, I guess. Like not everyone is free at the same time, I guess. And also usually when it comes to
right,
hanging
yeah.
out, it's like what do we do when we go out together? And I guess everyone's like a borderline gamer shut in like me. So usually it's more appropriate to like hang out and play games, I guess. Which actually you mentioned Mario Party and I'm like dang, I bought Mario Kart and I'm like, dang, that's fun, but I don't really have anyone to play with. And I also considered buying more Mario Golf because that looked
What?
fun. I want to play
Mario Golf is
Yeah.
lit. I grew up with Mario Golf, and it was probably my favorite game at one point. Toadstool Tour for the GameCube. It's still one of my favorite games. It's way better than the current Mario Golf out there, in my opinion. Like the Toadstool Tour has so much more flavor. It doesn't play like a traditional golf game, or at least like the interface isn't like I don't know. The new Mario Golf, it just looks like a a cartoon rendered PGA tour. But it's so good. It looks like a good game. I'd like to try it. I'll have to get a Switch emulator and try it out.
I'm thinking like oh right before calling for the podcast, right? I was like helping out Zeshi with Premiere, and then he was like looking through like his shadow play clips, and then he had Jackbox clips there, and I'm like, dang, I need to play Jackbox too. But who do I play
Oh,
with?
I haven't done that in a while.
Yeah, Jackbox is fun, except that it's only fun when you have like-minded friends together to shit around.
Yeah, you need like 5 or 6 people. Honestly, that's been difficult for me sometimes. It's hard to get 5, 6 different people all on the same schedule. Like, hey,
Yeah.
let's all do this at the same time. So, it could be a little difficult, but when it does happen, it's magical.
I know, right?
It's very fulfilling, I guess is the word.
Like the most me and my friends have managed to come up with is that we get like maybe 3, 4 of us and we'll play. We used to play a lot of Scribble.io, which is draw my thing, and then we'll
Yeah.
all draw. Well, we always draw like Archaea jackets, so we'll like draw this, and then we'll be like, and then we started creating inside jokes like based off the song, like Romance Wars. We'll just draw Taritsu and Hikari arguing with each other, even though the jacket looked completely different.
Right.
Yeah, just things like that. I miss that kind of stuff, but it's been so long since me and my friends played like this, and dang, feels bad.
Hey, you're still young. I was gonna say you're younger than me. Come on, you got.
Wait,
you got
how
time.
old are
Don't
you?
worry about it. I'm gonna be 24 next month.
Oh wait, I need to set a reminder on my phone right now that your birthday is coming up soon. Okay, my birthday passed last month actually. I was on the 21st.
Was it?
Yeah,
Oh
2 weeks
shit!
ago.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Alright,
I'm
happy
22
belated.
now. It's okay.
Are you 22 now?
Yeah, I'm born in year 2000. If you want to know my age, just look at the year.
Okay.
Yeah, 22. Oh boy, I like. Okay, I don't feel old. I just feel like I don't know. It feels incredible. Like I still feel like a teenager, and like
I feel in my prime. I'm feeling good.
You feel good? Oh, let's go.
I'm feeling great. Oh yeah. I still consider myself early 20s. 24 is early 20s.
Yeah, it is
I'm
early
counting it.
20s.
But I don't know. I have so much I want to accomplish, like physically, that like I just still feel so young and that I can do everything I want to set out myself to do, especially for running goals. There's so many running goals that like I will go through any means possible, well, within
Mhm.
reason, to just accomplish them. Like, because I didn't get a chance to do that in college. I was too fucking depressed to get after my running goals in
That's
college.
fair. That's fair. Like, fitness. I need to start lifting. I want to become strong. Like, I've just given up being a girl. I'm just gonna just do what I want. I'm gonna become ripped as hell, and like nobody's gonna stop me. I mean, I've pretty much given up and
I,
started shopping in the men's section for clothes. So yeah, who cares
hell
anymore?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. As much as I'd like to coach you for stuff like that, I only know how to coach runners. I do not know how to program a strength program. I have an idea. Like I could prescribe certain things.
Hmm.
There are like pretty simple bodybuilding protocols to go off of, like especially like the whole 3 sets of 10 for certain things, like the face pull, lat pull downs. That
Hmm.
one. There's dumbbell curls. There's dumbbell
Oh, I
flies.
never
There's
knew how to
like
work with the accessories at all. I only know like the three big lifts.
oh, bench, deadlift, and squat.
Yeah.
I mean, those will get you strong. They won't get you jacked, though.
Yeah.
It's bodybuilding exercises that will really get you,
Mm.
at least to my knowledge, because there's a lot of powerlifters who don't look jacked. Like some of the best powerlifters in the world. There's guys who could deadlift 700-800 pounds and don't look like they lifted a day in their life.
Yeah. Like I
But
think I don't really care so much about like okay, it would be cool if I was like jacked as all, but like at the same time, I just realized that I just want to be stronger. Like honestly,
oh, and
like
that's good.
me muscles, well, I mean like if I were a guy, right, I would go all the way and making myself look like a Greek god. But then like I'm a girl and that like oh, it doesn't look as nice.
I don't know. I feel like I know a lot of girls who are fucking stronger than me. At least they look more ripped than me because they lift weights and shit. That's just how it goes. But I don't know. Fitness is a pretty gender neutral thing, especially in the lifting scene. I see a mix of people all the time, especially at universities. You will see like the healthiest mix of guys and girls like doing virtually the same programs, like implementing the
I
same types of
that
programs.
was like the complete opposite of my experience in school. Like I would go to school and there'll be so many guys staring at me trying to bench. Cause like like usually the girls on treadmills running, and then me on the other hand here like, hey guys, I'm trying to deadlift, and then like it
No,
got
I
Mhm.
I'll go on, go on, go on.
yeah, it got to the point that like I think outside I was like having a smoke break, and then like like this guy who's completely ripped and tattooed all over, he was like, hey, I saw you lifting the gym. What's your name? And then he looked intimidating as hell, and I'm just like, I quit. I don't want this anymore. It
I
was
mean, I don't
scary.
know how lifting culture is in other countries. Like, it could vary, but
Mhm.
I don't know. Gym bro culture can be very, very wholesome at times. Like, especially if you're struggling on
Mhm.
something. There's so many people who will just come up to you, even like some of the most ripped dudes. They're like, "Hey, man, you should try, going all the way down or like accentuating on the on the way down and then
Yeah.
explosive on the way up, or something like something like that." Some gym bros are some of the most helpful people
They're
on earth.
really
Some of them can be
nice.
dickheads, but I don't know. I think if you find the right gym, you can meet a lot of people, a lot of genuinely nice people there, because they're there to better themselves too. They all have the
Yeah.
reasons why they go there, whether it's to, just simply better themselves, get stronger, or it's like a coping mechanism. Everyone has a reason to go there, and everyone kind of respects each other as long as you're not getting, it like physically in their way or something.
Yeah. I mean, this is what I knew when I was going the entire time. It's just that, dang, like the difference is like, cause like I went to the gym alone and stuff like that. So no friends, nothing, whatever. And just like, it is a very scary experience being alone, especially since you're like the odd one out. Especially since like people will like stare at you like, what is this tiny girl here doing lifting baby weights? That kind of thing. I mean, I knew they probably weren't like making fun of me or like looking at me weirdly. They're probably just like impressed that there's someone like so small trying to get bigger. And then it's just like the whole interacting with someone which happened to me, it just made me like, okay, you know what, I can't take this anymore. Like it's too scary. I mean, of course I will try to like, I feel like I will feel less scared if I was in like a non-school gym. Like at least I know that like there are probably like older people there, and like maybe even people younger than me just going there for the gym. Like it's a lot more like centered around just overall health than I don't know school. I don't know. It just feels different to me.
I gotcha.
This impression.
No, I mean, everyone's got their own gym. Some people do switch gyms because they just simply like the environment more, or there's certain machines that fit their needs more. Everyone's got a preference. Not every gym is going to be for them. So
yeah, that's for sure. And also, I guess it has to do with how school gyms. It feels more crowded to me, at least, because it's in school, so all the school people are going there. Yeah.
I can't stop thinking. I want to coach you so bad for running. I just want to see if I can get you to run a mile in a certain amount of time. I want to see if I can coach you to be like a good miler for like a couple months. It'd be like a couple months project. I'd just like send you on your way, do this, and this.
I don't want to run. I want to lift weights.
Okay. So you would do a mile time trial, just like raw, like just to see where your fitness is at with no training, and then after like 2 or 3 months of programming, I'd be curious to see how fast you can get from that point.
Oh, just to see the potential, huh? Oh man, I think a good place to run too.
You do not need a lot of time, at least especially for running. Realistically, like you just take 10-15 minutes out of your time, go for a run, come back, done.
I mean, that's true.
That's all you need to do.
I need to find a proper place to run, probably like a park or something, because in Singapore you can't just run on the streets, since like you'll be blocked by a traffic light every 50 meters. Yeah, that's the worst thing. Annoying. Yeah, it's horrible. So I gotta find like a place that's like completely unobstructed. The only other place where there wouldn't be traffic lights would be on the highway, and I don't think running on a highway is a good idea.
Oh, I do it all the time.
No, like in Singapore I think that's illegal.
Even when I was in New Zealand, I was running like on all sorts of random roads, and it was weird for me because in America we drive on the right side of the road. So when I went to New Zealand, I was like, "Wait, is he turning this way? Is he allowed to turn this way?" Like I don't know.
Yeah,
so
okay,
confusing.
I get you. In Singapore, the driver is on the right side. Yes, in America it's on the left, right?
No, we drive on the right side.
Oh, so it's the same as America. Oh, so Singaporean cars are the same as America. Okay, I see. Yeah, other countries they have it on the left, and it's a bit weird.
Yeah, if you go to the UK or something, or New Zealand, yeah, it's so confusing. I could never imagine myself driving there. I'd be so lost the whole time, like trying to make a turn.
Yeah, it's hard to break habits as well. I imagine like an American driver in New Zealand is like way more dangerous than someone learning how to drive in New Zealand.
Yeah, and then the wheel, I think it would be on the opposite side too.
Yeah.
That'd mess with my head so much, but. Oh my god, I can't even think about New Zealand. I want to go back so bad. It was so great. It's such a beautiful country.
I want to
fantastic
go to New
people.
Zealand.
I cannot wait to go there again. I'm gonna go back one day. I more or less have the money saved up to go. But I mean, there's probably no one's probably allowed to go right now because of all the restrictions.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping next winter, which is their summer. So I'm hoping to go back. And their summers are gorgeous. Like the weather is not oppressive. Like really ever, unless you're in Paia, which is like the beach area. But other than that, most of the other areas are pretty tame.
That's nice. I know in New Zealand they have underground arcades too. Like you can meet Panda, like my friends. Like it's so cool.
It was so interesting. Like there was one below a Burger King. Like it was a Burger King, and then there was an escalator that went down to a full arcade. And I'm like, huh? I was so confused.
Inside the Burger King?
I just there's an escalator like to the right, like right before you go to the Burger King, and you just go down the escalator. It takes you to a full arcade, and there's like a pump it up machine with like a pump it up community. Like they were all there just playing.
Wow.
And I was talking to them, and they were great people. I wish I think I added a couple of them on Facebook, and I'm in their Facebook groups. Like they invited me.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah, because for DDR, I was supposed to meet up with this girl to play because she was the head of the DDR group, but I think she got busy with work or something. But yeah, I mean they're very 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 welcoming people, and I really want to see them again except this time I'm in a better mental state. I told you what happened while I was in New Zealand.
Yeah, and well, in a better physical state as well. Let's go.
True, that's true. I've gotten so many injuries in the last 2 years, and of course the only 2 injuries I've gotten happen to be my worst injuries by far. Like I would get shin injuries or like a hip injury. I can deal with that. I take a week off. I'm back at it. But the stretch fracture that took me out for 6 weeks.
Yeah, that was
and then
bad.
a few months later, I tear my part of my abdomen off.
It still
dude,
sounds
like,
so painful, like especially the post-op things. Like you said, it hurt to brush your teeth, and I'm just like, dang.
Oh, because it utilizes anything that utilizes your core, like, and I mean anything to stabilize it, you will feel it. Like going to bed was, oh my god,
I can't
for like
imagine.
the first couple of weeks.
Like, how do you get out of bed even? Wow.
It is
Roll
not
off?
easy. There's a certain protocol to like rolling. You have to like position your, like you roll up in a ball,
rolling.
and then you roll over, and then you bring your legs up. Like you have to try so hard not to use your core, because if you do, it will hurt like hell. Like it'll hurt immensely. So post surgery was interesting because like apparently I said some pretty funny things when I was on the anesthesia. I don't remember. They went to my mom and they said your kid's a very funny one. But the first thing I remember saying was like my mom saying like about me, them opening me. They're like, yeah, they opened you up good or whatever, or they did this, or they said part of your abdomen was torn up, and me like being zooted out, I go, oh shit.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Just like off my rocker, and I remember I was so dehydrated because they tell you not to eat or drink until like after midnight the day before the surgery. So I was completely dehydrated, no food, no water, and the apple juice. I drank so much apple juice afterwards, but then it fucked with my stomach because of the anesthesia, and it was just such a mess. Also, one last thing. Anesthesia makes you look pregnant because it makes you really bloated.
Yeah.
Combined with the surgery, when I have a picture on my phone, and like you could just see my stomach like it's like I ate a massive meal, but just never processed. It looked like I gained like 20 pounds.
Competitive eating stomach.
Yes, it looked identical to that. It was so surreal. I was like, oh my god, is this what I look like if I don't run for like a year?
No, this is not the same. It's not the same at all. But
it was terrifying. I was like, I never want to see myself like that as long as I live.
Yes, being fit is great. Right. All right. Ever since I quit drinking, like I lost a lot of weight. Actually, no, not lost a lot of weight, but to me, losing 2 kg is a lot of weight. Like when I relapsed, I gained a lot of weight, and I started getting like bloated and stuff. And now I'm back to having a nice slim face, and my skin condition has gotten a lot better. Right. Oh
That's
wait,
good.
did I ever tell you that like one of the like when I drank a lot, like my I would scratch my legs a lot, but whenever I'm clean, I wouldn't scratch. Yeah, and like wait,
so it's like it's like a nervous tick.
Yeah, something like that. I don't think you can see it on camera, especially like right now. But you can see scars. I think.
I could see. I kind of see it.
There's like scars all over actually.
Oh fuck.
And that's all from scratching. But the thing is, the good thing about me like being clean is that I don't scratch anymore. So that's why you don't see any new wounds. Like back then, it will always be cuts and all over here, and that's why there's just so many. Like even if an old scar fades, like there'll be a new one coming up. And I guess ever since I've been clean a lot, like this is starting to look like a normal leg. Like you have to look quite closely for you to see all the dark spots. But back then it was way more obvious. And I'm just glad that, my skin has gotten so much better. Yeah.
So was it just like a straight up habit? Like was it a habit or was it like a...
If it's...
I don't want to use this term the wrong way, or was it like a self-harm thing?
No.
Like in disguise?
Not at all. It was...
Okay, I'm just making sure.
It's all good. I'm too afraid to self-harm. It actually all started when I was about 10 or 11. Like there were mosquitoes and they would bite my legs and then I would scratch. And then when you make a habit of scratching, right? I don't know, when you scratch yourself a lot, like that spot will start itching on its own, even there's nothing there. And then when I drank a lot,
because it's irritated,
yeah,
and then it's a cycle.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
And then when I drink, right, there's no like self-control, and then like when it's just more, you will just scratch and then it just gets worse and worse. And not to mention, whenever I drink, right, like my hygiene will be horrible, so like there's more reason for it to itch because like it's not clean. So because when you're drunk, obviously you can't take a shower. I mean, I've tried, I still would be dirty afterwards. I don't know why. And then when you're hungover, you're just recovering in bed instead of like doing anything else. So yeah, my hygiene really wasn't the best, but now I'm clean and I feel great. I did take a shower before coming on the podcast. Yeah.
I actually took 2 showers today because, well, Okay, the second shower, it was just to get warm again because I was hanging out with a friend. We were like, what we do is like when we drive around a lot or we come back from like dinner or something, we'll just stop in the car and we'll just talk for like an hour or so. The thing
Yeah.
was, it was really cold out. So by the time I wanted to get home and I drove home, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so cold. So I went in the shower for like 5 minutes just to
Oh,
warm
just
back
a
up.
just a warm shower. Yeah, I get ya.
Yeah.
But I heard that like when you live in cold places, you don't need to shower as much. Like instead of
I don't know.
showering every single day, you can shower. You can get away with showering once every 2 days. Mostly because you just don't sweat as much if you don't do exercise.
Oh well, yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
No, and I've done that. I've done that. If there's like a time where I just don't run at all and I don't sweat and like, because I'm not really someone who does if I don't
Mhm.
exercise. I'm not a sweaty person outside of that. So I mean, there's times where I just didn't shower for a
Yeah,
day because that was my off day or something along those lines. But
yeah. If it's
other than
cold,
that,
it's
I
fine.
I, I
Yeah.
gotta.
Yeah, in Singapore where it's hot, it's like if you don't shower for a day, your hair will definitely get greasy and your skin will get like greasy too. It's because it's just the natural heat and humidity. Your body will just sweat a little bit
Yeah.
even if you're not a sweaty person. Yeah,
Oh, I'm Italian. My hair gets greasy regardless. It's so annoying,
I get
especially
you.
when I get long hair. Like I can't go a day without washing it at times. I wake up and I'm like, oh my God, why does my hair look like this? But I don't let my hair get that long anymore. That was back in high school when
Yeah, you said you
I
had a long
just,
haircut.
oh my God, I had straight up bowl cut. And I like my envision of a haircut or like a cool haircut. I want it to look like a typical scene kid. I want it to be floofy. I want it to be
Oh,
like
that thing.
kind of like
Mhm.
to the side, very floofy, kind of out there.
Yeah.
But in reality, it was just a bowl cut. I couldn't fix it. It was so annoying
Oh, you need like a
because
proper hairstylist for that. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, no, well, yeah, you just need like certain, you need the right hair genetics for it too. Some people just have naturally poofy hair,
Ah, that's fair.
and I just didn't have that. Mine just sets down.
Yeah, like straight hair. Yeah. My hair is like in
Yeah,
between
yeah,
wavy
yeah.
and like straight, I guess. Speaking of which, I need to get like a haircut soon since like my it shouldn't be all the way here. It should be about here. Yeah. But I think my dad cuts hair during Chinese New Year, and it's Chinese New Year. Except I think Chinese New Year is over, so I don't think he'll want to cut my hair right now. I think I'll ask him next month. Yeah, it's a bit difficult to ask my dad to cut hair. It's fine.
I'm trying to think how often I get mine. It's like once every month and a half, 2 months. I don't know. It depends because like my hair grows back super fast. Like I'm normally fast,
I
so that's really annoying to deal with. But
I think my hair grows at like a normal rate. It's just that like it's my dad's the one cutting my hair for like free of charge. So like it's kind of like asking a favor from him. So it's a bit difficult to ask. I mean back then he would only cut my hair once a year, and that was really bad. And then after that he would cut it once every half a year. But now I'm trying to get it done every 3 months. Every 3 months should be about like this length already. So like a little bit longer, and then you cut it. Yeah. Dang.
yeah, I
Like
mean,
my hair got really bad sometimes. And it's really obvious in my videos whenever my hair gets like way too long. And it was a problem back then. And it's just hard to get him to cut hair, I guess. Because, you gotta ask him to like, hey, can you get all your hair cutting stuff? Okay, can you sit down and cut my hair for like half an hour? The kind of deal. It's yeah.
yeah. I mean, sometimes I wear my hair like up a little bit, or sometimes I kind of leave it a little messy, like at the bottom,
Mhm.
like whatever. I don't know. It depends what I'm feeling. Depends if I'm feeling a little emo or whatever. Because I kind of fuck with the. I still kind of fuck with it. I don't even know what I would consider my style at this point. Some people have said like soft emo, like it's not like all out. It just like takes attributes from it, and just because I still wear like black skinnies or like regular skinny jeans and like Vans, colorful sweatshirt, this and that. I don't know. I just that's just kind of how I like to express myself.
Oh, I
But
think that's a nice style. I just wear all black nowadays. Quite a terrorist bomber style. Like, they always make those anti-terrorist ads like, watch out for the person in the train if they look suspicious. And then they always someone in the cap with sunglasses with the mask. And then they wear black.
It just sounds
It's
like
always
a
a hoodie.
super. That just sounds like a
Stereotypical.
super fucking racist ad. I thought it was meant to be. You said terrorist, and I was like, wait a minute, what ads are you watching?
No, it's like they always have the the train stations always have like be careful of like terrorist stuff. Be careful if you see an unattended bag. Like don't open it, that kind of stuff.
I think so. Those sound really old school ads. I haven't heard of those in a while.
They're still around in Singapore,
Unless they're just not around my area. I also don't watch TV though, to be fair. So I'm completely utterly clueless.
Oh, they don't show on TV.
I thought
Yeah.
I thought you were getting at like some like shitty poor taste American advertisement
No. No, they play these like anti-terrorism ads in the train for a good reason, because they're like, they're the typical warning signs like, hey, don't leave your stuff behind, or like, hey, don't enter the thing when the lights are blinking, this stuff like that. And then they also include the don't check out for suspicious people or whatever. And they always dress a certain way. It's always the black hoodie and the cap and then a mask with sunglasses or something like that.
Yeah, I like how they make it the most cliche thing ever.
I know, right?
Which is so odd to me, because like, I mean, I get that, signs can point to that, but sometimes it's just people hiding in plain sight.
Really?
It's like
it's science. There's science pointing to that, because I thought that like normally, like criminals will do the exact opposite. Like they'll make them look as normal as possible.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think it could be both, but I'm saying it's mostly people just hiding in plain sight. But I'm not ruling out the other option, is what I mean. They're focusing on the too cliche option.
Or maybe the like people out there who like, okay, touch wood, terrorists, okay? If like there's a terrorist out there, they were dressed in the most cliche way possible, and everyone's gonna look at them and be like, "There's no way. That's suspicious. That's too obvious."
Yeah, it's a 5D chess move.
Yeah, like 5D chess. Yeah.
Oh boy, we're giving people too many ideas.
Oh yeah, we shouldn't do that. All right, I'm pretty hungry. I actually haven't eaten because I was busy helping Zeshu with Premiere, but I think this is a really nice session we had today. We talked about anything but rhythm games, but it was a good time. I think people will enjoy this. Yeah, so we'll be ending the session today, and if you guys like want to like add on to the conversation, just feel free to comment. And anything you want to add, Etienne?
No, probably not. No,
you don't want to say hi to them?
I'll probably what?
You don't want to say hi to them?
I'll say hi. I'll probably be in the comments, and if there's any. Well, I honestly, everything just flew by so fast. I don't even remember.
Yeah,
anything I said.
Whenever we talk, it just goes by so fast.
Yeah, I can't even recall like 10% of the things I said.
Oh man, timestamping will be a nightmare.
It'll be funny looking back at this.
Yeah,
I was
for
gonna say,
sure.
We'll see. I always forget you have like a tendency to you gotta jump cut everything.
Oh no,
so.
I might not jump cut every single thing this time, because I tend to put in I try to put in less than too much effort on this channel. Yeah,
that's fair.
And plus,
I kind of like it anyways. It flows more naturally.
Yeah, and I've come to realize that at least in a podcast conversation, maybe less cuts would be better, unless there's a lot of long silence or something else. So yeah, all right. So that's it for today. Bye bye, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Peace.
Yeah.